You're listening to the Wear Wag Repeat podcast, the only show 100% dedicated to supporting women in all areas of the pet industry. I'm your host, Tori Mystic. Welcome back to the podcast and happy August. I cannot believe that I feel like we're already almost a week into August. It's August 7th, the day that this episode comes out, and that is just bonkers to me. Where has the summer gone? On this podcast episode, I want to tell you about all the exciting things that I have going on in August. Thank goodness I planned out my whole year back in January when I did my annual marketing plan, kind of my CEO day. I take some time to myself to plan out everything I want to accomplish in the year. And I find that as long as I plan it out, it's a lot easier to stick to the plan and everything kind of goes how I want it to go. So This month, I am really looking back at that calendar and all the plans that I created for hopeful Tori back in January. And you guys, I am just implementing it. I am just putting one paw in front of the other and I am getting it done. So let me tell you about all the exciting things that we have going on in August. First of all, I want to give you a personal update about kind of what's going on in my life. Then I'll share with you what we're doing in Wear Wag Repeat Society this month. I'm going to tell you about the awesome, exciting guest expert that I have on the podcast this month. That episode comes out next week. I also want to share some really cool, a cool course that is launching live next week. If you're interested in getting live support and accountability and all that kind of stuff, one of my friends is doing an amazing course and it's happening live next week. And then finally, I have a question for you at the end. So let's dive right into it. We've got a lot to cover here this morning or whatever time you're listening to this. So first of all, let me give you a little update on what's going on in my life. And kind of what's on my mind right now is the dogs, Burt and Lucy. You know, they're getting a little bit older. And last week, the two of them just, they combined forces to kind of stress me out and make me very worried. So one day last week, I think it was on Thursday, we went for our morning walk and I noticed that Lucy, she has one back leg that's just not as strong as the other one. And she's had some kind of problems that I haven't had any success in diagnosing with, like her ankle kind of on one of her back legs. And it just is what it is. I think, I've asked several different vets about it and nobody really gave me any constructive advice on what to do. So it is what it is. It doesn't seem to bother her. I think it's probably arthritis related. That's the best clue that I've gotten. So she does take a prescription arthritis anti-inflammatory med called Galliprant. And as long as I keep up with that, she seems to do really, really well. But last Thursday, she was getting just a little bit like crotchety with one of her legs, and that was stressing me out. And then randomly, Thursday afternoon, Bert got this like cough, and it sounded like he was trying to cough up some phlegm or something like that. And he just, he got me a little bit worried. And usually I'm pretty low key about the dogs. I am not the one to be rushing to the emergency vet or rushing to the vet in general. So, I'm like, let's just sleep on it and see how it goes. I was trying to get him to cough up. It sounded like something was blocking. He had something just stuck in his throat or something like that. But then my boyfriend made me really very nervous. He's like, oh, a phlegmy cough like that could be a sign of heart failure. Oh my God, that was very stressful. So lo and behold, I do call over. I've been meaning to find our vet that we like. She changed practices and I wanted to get in the system at the new practice where she is anyhow, just so that we're on the books in case anything ever does happen. So I thought, this is a good excuse to just go in, get in the system. This way we can get refills on our flea and tick and heartworm preventative and all of that kind of stuff without having to stress about it. So we did go into the vet, and it's a franchise called Pet Vet 365. And I've been there one other time, and I'm just so impressed by them. and this is something that like maybe you guys will get. Everyone else that I've told this to just gave me a blank stare, but maybe you'll get it. You know when you take your dog to the vet and they all have like the same old tile floor that's very slippery, and hopefully they're cleaning it all the time, but like it's always really slippery. And especially if you have older, big dogs, it's just, they're kind of like skating around on their nails. No, even if you keep their nails nice and short, they're always like skating around on them. Well, at this Pet Vet 365 that we went to, they have this like aggregate poured like covering on the floor. I don't really know what it is. It looks like something that's poured in like someone's super fancy garage or something like that, but it has like a texture. It has all these little pebbles and stuff in it. And I didn't feel it with my hand, but maybe it even has some kind of like grippy coating on it. But watching Burt walk in there on those floors, he just had such like confidence. It made it less stressful to me. And it was just amazing to me that someone thought about that. And I really noticed it. It made such a difference to me. It made our visit more enjoyable and pleasant. Not to mention their exam rooms there are set up like little living rooms with rugs and couches. There's no stainless steel table in their exam rooms. And I just really liked it. So anyhow, that's what's going on in my life, just stressing about these old dogs. Other stuff, I just finished a quilt. I've been quilting for a couple of years here, and I just finished a new quilt that I just wanted to make something just to flex my creativity. And it doesn't have like a purpose or anything like that. It's not big enough to go on a bed. It's just kind of like a fun decorative thing. And I had a lot of fun making it and just working on some new skills that I've learned and picked up. And it's really fun to make something by hand like that. I'm also still studying Italian. I started doing that in January and I'm still doing it, but I feel like I'm getting behind. So I think I might have to take a break, which I hate to do because I do love the program, but I also feel bad when I join the calls every week and I am behind because I haven't had time to do the lessons or prepare for the calls. So I think I might take a break. And I recently found out that I have a neighbor who is Italian and she's willing to go on walks with me and help me practice Italian. So I think that I need to just kind of get over my fear of doing that and take a break from my online Italian school and do some talking in person with my neighbor. I think that would be a really good way to just learn and practice in a different way because, we all learn in different ways and it's good to kind of shake it up sometimes. All right. So moving on, I feel like there are so many similarities to what's going on in my personal life as to what is going on in business world and Wear Wag Repeat world. So first off, in Wear Wag Repeat Society, we have a lot of different ways that you can learn. You can watch pre-recorded lessons. You can tune into our live calls and show up live and join in on the discussions. We have mastermind-style hot seat calls that we do at the end of every month that are, this year they've been extended to 90 minutes so that we have plenty of time to dive deep and really talk about whatever's going on in your business, whatever you need help with. And I really love those. So this month, though, the theme is profit-focused keyword research for blog posts and things like that. Remember, our Q3 theme is blogging. So I am eating and breathing and thinking about blogging all the time. So we are going to be doing some keyword research, but not just for the sake of like, let's find some good keywords. Let's get some clicks. Let's get some views. Like, let's show up here. Let's do that. We are doing very intentional keyword research. So this is profit-focused keywords. So we are really going to focus on using different keyword research tools and Pinterest keyword research tools to find the right terms that members should be blogging about to drive traffic to the pages of their websites that actually drive sales. So your product pages, your services pages, maybe like the catalog for all of your products, a sign-up form for something like that. If you have an online course or a kind of workshop or an ebook or anything that you have, whether it's on your site or on a third-party site like Etsy or Amazon or anything like that, we are going to focus on finding the right keywords that are really going to get people to those pages where you have the thing that you're selling, because you need to make money. I've heard from a lot of people, and transparently and honestly, I will tell you, July was my worst revenue month of this year so far. But I have a lot of things in the works, and I think that August might end up being my best month of the year so far. So, it's all going to even out. I just got to say, thank goodness I paid attention and implemented what Kristen Recupero taught back in February in Wear Wag Repeat Society. She's a Profit First certified accountant, and thank goodness I have been following her advice this year, because it's really helped me be able to pay myself the same amount every month, even though in July I made like a fifth of what I should be making on a typical month. So I am right there with you. I am also going to be blogging on keywords and optimizing for keywords that direct people to pages of my website where I sell things and where I make money. Because in order for us to stay in business, we need to sell things. So we're not just blogging for fun, we are blogging to hopefully drive sales. So that's what's going on in Wear Wag Repeat Society. I also have an amazing guest expert here on the podcast. So next Wednesday, August 14th, I'm going to be releasing a conversation that I had with Caitlin Brown. She is the founder of Sparkles and Sunshine blog, and she has a background in her career of working in big e-commerce online marketing for a big national or international brand, really. So she brings a ton of knowledge about how to grow your business online, how to utilize SEO, social media, all kinds of things. She has an amazing email list. Also, if you're not on it, go and check out Sparkles and Sunshine blog and listen to our conversation that comes out next week. We are talking a lot about evergreen content, and we're talking about our shared love of Pinterest too. Caitlin's a big Pinterest person, just like I am. And evergreen content is really the key to growing on Pinterest, because I have pins from, maybe even 10 years ago that are still driving traffic. They're still getting repinned on Pinterest. This week, I just saw it yesterday in my analytics. So it's really important that you're pinning to content that is evergreen, and that's exactly what Caitlin and I talk about next week in the special guest expert episode of the podcast for August. Now, speaking of guest expert podcast guests, later this fall, I'm going to have my friend Liz Wilcox on the podcast. And I'm really excited because Liz is the, what does she call herself? The fresh princess of email marketing, or the fresh prince of email marketing, or something like that. But she's a big deal. And I know that last year she guested on something like 50 podcasts or maybe 200 podcasts. I don't remember. It was some crazy number. And she's just really prolific, but also so generous and so friendly and so smart. And she is my email marketing mentor, and I love everything that she releases. So right now she's actually launching a course called the Launch Course. What do you know? And she's launching this course solely with email, and that is what the course is about. It's how to launch your thing, whatever it is, whether it's an online course or a group dog training session, or maybe you want to start doing one-on-one sessions virtually with people with reactive dogs. Maybe you have an ebook about how to become a pet influencer. Whatever it is that your thing is, Liz has this amazing resource called the Launch Course. And she's doing a live session of it starting next week. So I think it starts on Monday, August 12th. And I believe it's 2 weeks of hands-on support from her with tons of co-working sessions, Q&A sessions, Ask Me Anything sessions. Liz really, I've been a member of her email marketing membership, I think for 2 years now, or going on 2 years. And when she does these calls, she seriously stays on them until she answers every question most of the time. I mean, of course, sometimes we have schedules, we have to do things, but she's just so generous with her knowledge and her time, and she's so creative, and I love seeing she gives great examples, and this course is a great example of that. And I've actually already seen inside, because of course I'm going to take it because I want to launch stuff using just email. So I'm already in there, and I am really impressed. Of course, I'm always like, what are the bonuses? What are the freebies? Even though like you're actually signing up and paying for the course, I'm like, what did I get for free, right? So she has a lot of great bonuses and all these that are like email templates. And some of the email templates that I'm really excited about are emails if you're an affiliate for something, whether it's a product or a course or anything like that. So how would you write an email kind of launch or sales sequence if you're an affiliate? So I'm really excited about that because I love being an affiliate for things that I love. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to learn about that, I will put the link in the description of this episode. And then finally, the last big news that I have for August is that I really want to do another round of Pinterest for Petpreneurs Live. I know that this is the best time of year to step up your game on Pinterest because pinners are planners, and it also takes the Pinterest robots a little bit of time to percolate and sort through everything that you're sharing. So you really should be posting things on Pinterest 90 days ahead of whatever the target is. So like right now is when you want to be posting winter holiday stuff. So if you have like gift guides from last year, if you want to go update them and pin them now, that's your best bet. That's what you want to be doing. So that's why I really want to do a Pinterest for Petpreneurs live session of my masterclass. So if you're not familiar, I created a masterclass all about how to use Pinterest to drive traffic to your website or your blog, or to anything that you want. Pinterest is great at driving traffic anywhere and everywhere. So I have a whole course about it, but I've done live sessions of it that include tons of accountability, co-working, calls, all the same stuff that Liz is doing in her launch course, all that kind of support and hand-holding and what do they call it? Like mirror work or something like that. I know it's not shadow work. That's like facing your demons. But like mirror work, isn't that like when you go on and you co-work, like I'm working and you're working and we kind of hold each other accountable? I think that's the right term. You can message me if I completely messed that up. But it really does help you stay on track and get things done. So I really want to do this at the end of August. And please keep your eyes peeled for an email coming from me next week that is going to include a poll to gauge your interest in doing Pinterest for Petpreneurs Live. I know a couple people have told me that they really want to do it. Shout out to Charlotte. I know you really want to do it. I'm sure you're listening here. So you're going to be clicking yes. And hopefully some other people will as well, because of course it's more fun doing it together. So that's what's going on in August. I know this was a lot of information and a lot of updating, but what can I say? I got a lot going on, and I know you do too. So I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this podcast episode. I hope you're having an amazing week. Now, I have to go because I have to pack our bags for a little road trip tomorrow. I'm working on some sponsored content, which I'm really excited about, and hopefully I'll be able to share about that towards the end of this month or maybe early September. So looking forward to telling you more about that when I can, but I'm going to go pack our bags and pack plenty of treats and hip and joint supplements for Burt and Lucy. All right, have a great day. And if you have any questions at all, you know where to find me, wearwagrepeat.com or on Instagram at Wear Wag Repeat.